Boys, your dogs, Chris and Tez, live at the 5-Star Studio. We are bringing you one hell of a good message today. Man, Tez, it is good to see you back on this platform, man. It's been a little bit, right? It's been a little bit since we hopped on.
Yeah. It's good to see fucking yo ass back at it. We here. Fuck it. We are back. Fuck the little setbacks that life throws at you. We're gonna keep adding value. None of this shit is gonna hold us back. Like I said in the fucking sound check, we are turning into Rick Ross in 2012 on you niggas. These niggas cannot hold us back. These bitches can't hold us back. We are going to fucking conquer this shit and keep going and fucking just adding value and bring fucking heat. Let's get it.
Like Lil Wayne in 2012, back at it like a motherfucking crack addict.
Oh yeah, we're back.
You know what I'm saying? And yo, listen. So I'm going to catch you guys up to speed on what was going on, man. You know, my dog Tez here already knows, but your boy was down and out for a little bit, right? I think I actually had eaten something, got a little food poisoning. And along that way, I had put a little research into some health. So we're throwing you guys a little bonus fun fact in here today. As by the title of the video, you know that we're going to be talking about how to understand your value as a man and how most men, unfortunately, not only just neglect that, but never truly really get to understand that. But, you know, shout out to Dr. Ardis, A-R-D-I-S. You could find him here on YouTube or Rumble or a bunch of different platforms. He is somebody that I actually have benefited from watching his videos, and I just discovered that right here in the great 50 states of the USA, we've been lied to about nicotine our whole entire life. You know, shout out to Andrew Tate. I've seen him talk about how nicotine is good for you many, many times. And I know some dudes that chew Zyn or whatever, and they're using nicotine. But right here as we speak, I am wearing a nicotine patch, and I've never been a cigarette smoker in my life because it turns out nicotine is a nutrient, and we have nicotine receptors in our body, and nicotine is a nutrifying agent that literally can, like if you have autism, it can help you with that. If you have issues with your life, it can help you with, if you have a tism, if you have an ism, if you have a sickness, if you have a pain, nicotine can fucking fix it. And I literally was sick, put on a nicotine patch, boom, good to go. Just like that, bro. That's a whole different topic we can talk about, but we live in a world full of lies, and my guys, when it comes to dating, they are fucking lying to you about who you are and where your value is in today's dating market.
Yeah, it's all a fucking lie, and that's why the red pill, this shit is so important, so you can actually find out the truth, and when you see the truth, you can accept it for what it is, because the red pill shit doesn't only apply to dating, it applies to fucking politics, health, because we've been lied to about everything, and it just to benefit big pharma, benefit the government, the fucking not us. So it's just great when you're able to just have that eye and see like, okay, this is a lie and this is the truth. So that's what it's about, especially men. We have been made a lot weaker, so we could just be bitches to the system, and we are taking that back, that masculinity back, and we're gonna be strong and fucking go on and fight this battle.
Yeah, and you know, I'm going to open this up to you guys by kind of comparing and contrasting why it's extremely important to know your value and what you're up against in the world of dating, right? Women, unfortunately, as soon as they discover their beauty, as soon as they discover their sexuality, as soon as they discover their sexiness, as soon as they discover that while consuming the media and propaganda and the way that Instagram and TikTok is set up for them to navigate their life, unfortunately, women overvalue the motherfuck out of themselves. They overvalue themselves in an unbelievable way. Their egos are bigger than ever before. They think about themselves in such a high regard. You watch Fresh and Fit and you see the girls sit down, ask them to rate each other, and when they rate each other, you say like, girl, rate yourself 1 through 10, and then they'll just be like 10. I'm a 10. Like, right? Because they all think that they're the most beautiful, beautiful girl in the world. But now let's contrast that to men. If you ask a man a question about that, he's going to compare his existence to reality. And because a man is comparing his existence to reality, he's always in a state where he's undervaluing himself in today's market, unfortunately, whereas women are just overvaluing themselves to the point where they don't fit in with reality. So like, if you want to have a relationship with a girl and you're talking to her and she thinks that she is like sugar spice, everything nice, she thinks that she's top of the line. Like, I'll give you a good example of one recently, right? I was gonna take this girl out. It was a cold approach, right? And I was like linking up, like I was gonna just take her out, right? And I was keeping it low key where I was gonna take her. I was, she had no idea where I was gonna take her. I just knew I made an offer to her, and it was a nice gesture, and I wanted to be sweet, and I wanted to take her out on a little something, right? And then out of nowhere, in kind of like this dynamic of determining whether or not we were gonna be together as the weekend was approaching, she literally hit me back with the most entitled text message, like, if I don't know where we're going, I'm not going nowhere, right? And then it started being like, then I said something like, don't worry, it's gonna be fun, blah blah blah. And then she started saying, she started demanding that she needs to pick the restaurant. She started demanding that she needs to get money out of me. She needed money out of my investment towards her. So can you imagine that, like let's say that you're a dude, right? And someone was gonna give you like a gift, and then like as someone is giving you a gift, you say, you know what, fuck you. That gift gotta be more expensive. That gift gotta be better. I'm more important, right? It's far and few between that you run into a guy who's warped in his head and has a personality like that, or is like gonna perceive the world like that to the point where he's gonna start saying that I demand more out of you, even in kindness, even when you don't have to do anything for me, I want more. That ego, that overvaluing of the self-worth is the average fucking female in America today. Entitled, ego, overfilled. Whereas men, unfortunately, in the world of dating, undervalue themselves. And what does that look like? It looks like a simp. That's what it looks like. It looks like a dude who will give money to girls in exactly that scenario because he wants sex or he wants the girl to like her. Tez, before I fucking lose my mind on this shit, bro, take over the sauce.
Yeah, so that is it. Man, we undervalue ourselves because we're not used to getting attention like women do growing up. So they're used to getting attention from hundreds of guys growing up, so they automatically have this sense of a high self-worth because they're used to getting so much fucking attention. And you as a man, you've only probably talked to 3 or 5 girls in your whole fucking life by the time you get 18. So you haven't had the experience or the interactions with women, the sexual experience, to really understand your value or to know it, because you haven't gotten any real results. With women, they get guys approaching them all day, every day. So of course they're like, I'm this shit, I'm this and that, I'm beautiful, I'm sugar and spice and everything nice, I deserve the world, because they're getting reassured every fucking day by guys about how beautiful they are and about how much they're worth and everything like that. So as a man, if you haven't gotten any of that attention, of course you're not going to value yourself, because you have no reason to. That's why you have to go out in the world and create something so you can actually start getting some value. So that's what it really starts with, is women, they have this value from this sense of, they overvalue themselves from a young age because they've been getting approached or compliments from guys all day, every day since they were in fucking elementary school. So now when you talk to these same girls, by the time they're 21, 18, 25, they're so entitled, they think so much of themselves because life has told them over and over and over again about how beautiful they are, how special they are. Imagine as a man, you're going through life, walking around life, about five times a day, a girl walks up to you like, you're so handsome. You are special. I want to take you out on a date. I want to go buy you stuff. I want to spend time with you. You deserve the world. You are just so handsome. You're so special. I haven't seen anything like this before. Imagine girls coming up to you 5 times a day and saying that to you, like, wow, here, you want to go get a 5-star dinner date? You want this that cool Louis Vuitton backpack that just came out? You want those cool Louis Vuitton shoes, those Gucci shoes? Just because how handsome you are, I want to just give you everything. I want to give you everything that I worked for. Imagine a girl saying that to you damn near every day. You are going to be like, you're going to be walking around with another level of confidence, like, I'm that fucking guy. Yes, it's me. I deserve this shit. I run this shit. You are just gonna inherently start to believe that value because life is reassuring you all day, every day. Girls are telling you this. Imagine girls just they're like, you know what? Can I just suck your dick because you're just so handsome? Imagine a girl fucking walking up to you and saying that. I know as men, you're like, I can't even fucking fathom that shit because it's so far away from my reality. But girls are getting these offers every fucking day. I was watching a video of a guy. He's at the gym. He goes up to these two girls at the gym like a weirdo dude because clearly he has no fucking sense of social cues or anything. He goes up to these girls and he says, you want to have a threesome? Or you want to have a threesome? And yeah, that might work for some guys. Some guys could probably get away with that. But 9 times out of 10, if you walk up to a girl that you don't know and you straight up just ask for a threesome, it's just not as the smartest move. So he goes up to these two girls and he's like, you guys want to have a threesome? The fucking Planet Fitness people, they call the cops on him. Long story short, he goes to jail. But the point is that he's offering these girls a threesome just by the way that they look. So imagine a girl walks up to you like, hey, me and my girlfriend, we want to have a threesome with you because you're so fucking handsome. Imagine you get this fucking once a month. You are going to overvalue yourself. You are going to think you are the fucking shit, everything. No one has to, you don't need acceptance. You don't need approval from anyone because these hoes are fucking with you. Now, the other way around that is most guys aren't getting approached at all by women, so they have no reason to value themselves. So as men, the way that you value yourself is by creating something in the world. Start getting results. What do they say? Competence leads to accomplishments, which leads to confidence, or competence leads to competence, which leads to accomplishments. It's something like that. Like, yeah. What is it? Fucking
competence leads to confidence leads to confidence. That leads to accomplishments leads to the
competence leads to accomplishments, which leads to confidence. Yeah, so you get competent in something. You start getting accomplishments in that whatever you're competent in, and then you start getting confident because you've gotten these accomplishments. So the moment you start to get accomplishments in the world, you become competent in something. The life starts reassuring you just by the results you're getting outside of women. That's how we get our value, is by being competent in something, getting accomplishments in that, and then we start to value ourselves more because we're like, yeah, we're good at this. Fucking, we're getting trophies, we're getting rewards at work, we're fucking good. And then a byproduct of that is girls start to see that you're competent. They start to see that you're confident by what you're creating out in the world, and then they start fucking with you. So we get our value from the world, and then a byproduct is that just by coincidence, girls start fucking with you more, and then you start to get a lot of confidence. So that's how you actually start getting in a position to where you can value yourself.
And I'm going to kind of teach you guys this is why you need to listen to dudes like us, and you can never, ever listen to your way of navigating the world by women, because women are not going to understand this male experience. They're not going to understand what you're going through as a dude, right? See, when you're a guy, you are born poor, you're born into the world. Reality is instantly reinforcing that to you, right? So because you're born poor and you're just another guy, what's going to happen is that you are going to be dealing with, first of all the deceptions of the lies around you, right? They're never going to tell you that you're God's creature. They're never going to tell you that you're special, or they're never going to tell you that you were created for an ultimate purpose. In fact, the reality around you is going to start reinforcing a nihilistic belief, right? It's going to say you're not worth too much. You're a speck in a grand universe. You just ain't shit. You just ain't nothing. So then, at some point, unfortunately, there's dudes that believe stuff like that, and it manifests in a lot of ways. You know, a dude who doesn't really believe that he's anything, he might start drinking a lot of energy drinks, smoking a lot of cigarettes. Not necessarily valuing his safety, not necessarily valuing his health, because what happens is when you start to believe these things, you instantly start to lose your value because you haven't discovered your value, because you haven't created your value. The world automatically is going to reinforce that you an ain't shit motherfucker. And as a man, you have to understand it's exactly the opposite. You were created for a grand purpose, but just like going to the gym, the only way to get that grand purpose out of yourself is to work hard for it. So when it comes to the dynamics between men and women dating, no matter what you no matter what level you are in life, yes, in a perfect scenario, if you have high status, women should be chasing you like your Leonardo DiCaprio type of scenario, right? But that's still, even then, even in that scenario, it's still a little odd for women to approach you, right? That could be dangerous. Like if a girl was like coming out to you and you're living your life and you're going about your day and you're on your way to work, and then a girl like started trying to seduce you, 9 times out of 10, you're probably going to think that's a prostitute or a setup or a honeypot or a secret agent or some motherfucker's about to take you down, right? That could be fucking scary, because it is incumbent upon you as a man to go and get the girl yourself. This is something that you guys need to do. You need to be able to have the skill, the charisma, the charm, the passion, and, you know, be funny and have some funniness to you in order to go get that girl, right? Now, when your reality is being reinforced with the fact that you are nothing, what's going to happen to the guy is that he's not going to see his growth. And I'll give you really good examples of that, right? I'll give you an example with even me, dude. I would have girlfriends, right? And like when I have girlfriends, they want to take me to places or show me things or like show me something that they have done already that they had a lot of fun doing. Now keep in mind, fun and feminine go hand in hand. Girls are very happy and they want to have, like when they're in their feminine state, they're very happy and they want to share these experiences with you, right? And in having girlfriends, I've in my younger parts of my life, I've seen and done and had huge experiences that I would have never even fucking known about had I not stepped into a positive direction with those women at that time. I wouldn't have discovered these things because on my natural path, I'm not seeking that much fun. I'm not seeking to have these fucking experiences. I'm seeking to go earn $1. I'm seeking to go build my body, and I'm trying to smash. I'm not thinking about much more than that, right? That's just outside of my purview. But the girls, they're not trying to smash, and they're not trying to get muscles, and money's given to them since they're fucking kids. So they're trying to go have, like, this is like how girls are. Fun, yay, ha 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 ha, right? That's basically the female experience. So, like, for example, like Electronic Daisy, Carnival, or like speakeasies, I would have never discovered that shit had it not been for me naturally being able to kind of have, I've always been pretty good with women. I've always had really good experiences with girls. But if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't even have the barometer to contrast what the average male experience is. Because now that I've gone and had these crazy, remarkable experiences with women, and that was just based on, like, let's say almost like a fluke of nature, I was able to go back to my homeboys and then tell my homeboys what experiences I've now had. And you can literally see in speaking to the guys after seeing the light from a different angle that they will hear that story and hear how fun it is, but some dudes will interpret it by feeling nothing and being like, oh, that's cool, but I can't get involved with stuff like that. Right there, I can't get involved with stuff like that. That right there, already, the dude has no value to himself, completely undervalues himself. He doesn't even realize, you know what? Well, if the girl's like this, well, why can't I just be a DJ? Why can't I be the guy on top of this on the stage? Why can't I put together a performance? See, when you start to be able to command your value deep down on a resonance, you must know that you have a value. So that means that you start to respect yourself. And here at 5-Star, we want you to respect yourself as an upper echelon level aristocrat. We want you to be able to be a contributing, high-functioning, highly valued member of society. We want you to put on your business suits. We want you to start businesses. We want you to start companies. We want you to formulate brotherhoods. We want you to formulate relationships. We want you to look at yourself in the mirror and say, you know what? I need to do a photo shoot and market myself to these women so they could see that I am always in the flow. I am always the guy. I'm the go-to source for fun and abundance and resources. And if you can master these things on that level, you'll start to see your value for the first time as a guy. I'm going to grab my coffee over there.
Hell yeah. Facts. And if you're a fucking loser living with your mom or you don't have a fucking job, you have no reason to value yourself. So give yourself a reason to feel good about yourself, to value yourself. Go put in some hard fucking work. Because as a man, you have to be better than your girl. You have to be able to lead her. She cannot be better than you. Don't believe that she's better than you, because the moment you start treating her like she's better than you, she's going to lose respect for you, because she wants a fucking leader. She doesn't want someone who's looking up at her. She wants a man who she can look up to. So be a fucking leader, value yourself, and always be better than your girlfriend and believe that you're better than her. Because girls, they know that guys don't understand their value. They know how. That's why a fucking guy can be 6'5" and his girl is fucking 5'4" and she's running the fucking show. How the fuck are you 2 foot taller than your girl and you're looking up to her? That doesn't make any sense. It's motherfuckers who are dating girls a foot shorter than them and the girl is running the relationship. Like, how the fuck does that work? It's because the man doesn't understand his value. Because he doesn't have an abundance mindset. Girls naturally have an abundance mindset. So your girl knows that if you do some dumb shit or you fuck up or she just stops fucking with you, there are 100 guys in her DMs that are ready to take your spot. So she's already operating naturally in an abundance mindset. She believes her value is high as fuck. And you, on the other hand, you haven't gotten a DM in years. You haven't fucked a girl outside of her in a fucking long ass time. So you're in such a scarcity mindset that you just don't want to lose her. You have no value on yourself, and you put her above you. You put her on a pedestal, and she doesn't respect that. So you have to value yourself and know your fucking worth. Just by you fucking being in shape, you being physically strong, you're already in a good position. Fucking by you being stronger than her, you making more money than her, you being taller than her, you having more knowledge than her, you are better than her. So simply because she has a fucking vagina, you are putting her on a pedestal. And just off that, you're going to lose every fucking time. You have to have this mindset of you are that fucking guy. Because without that mindset, you are going to lose every time. It is okay to think you're the shit. I know life is going to try to guilt trip you into taking the masculinity out of you. They're going to make you feel bad about being a man. But it is okay. You're a fucking man, a masculine man. It's okay to believe you are that guy. You're the shit. You fucking can go conquer the world. Because that is what's going to get you what you want out of life. Not being the fucking guy who falls victim to the fucking propaganda and being fucking letting the propaganda take the masculinity out of you. Because that's not what's going to get you what you want out of life. It's about being a fucking man and being masculine.
Yeah, quick question, Tez. What do you think the average guy would say if I told the average guy, you are inferior into getting into a fight with a lion?
They would agree. Like, yeah. Like,
they'd agree, right? No thought, no hesitation. They'd be like, yeah, no shit. Now, in the average day, if you say to a woman, you're inferior to a man, right? You hear that a lot. They get really fucking angry. It's like, how could you say that to me? I am offended. I'm not inferior to a man. Yeah, you fucking are. A man could beat your ass to death, you dumb bitch. You're inferior as fucking every regard. You're shorter. You're smaller. You can't do shit. Your body can't navigate the fucking world. You don't know where the fuck you're going. You don't know directions. You can't drive. You're a fucking woman. You're inferior to a man, right? Women don't understand that shit, but like, if they did, imagine if they would just have it in their ego to be in a real, imagine if they could interpret reality, right? Which they can't. But if they could, they would hear you say, yeah, a woman is inferior to man. They would be like, yeah, I want daddy to protect me. If a girl could say something like that, marry her, nigga. I don't give a fuck. Marry her, you little bitch, because that woman is the woman that you need, right? Now, what's going to happen in a lot of these scenarios is when you're out here in the world and you're talking to women and you're dating and all that stuff, you're going to run into a lot of girls that their ego is inflamed into such a high regard and such a high respect for themselves that they think that for what, I don't know why people really think this, but they really think that they're royalty, right? They all think that I'm a princess, I'm a queen. So even though they are not royalty, they're not the Queen of England, They're not royalty. They are just an average citizen. They are a common person. They walk around with the respect of fucking Princess Diana, Queen Elizabeth, actual fucking royalty that like families conquered and killed kingdoms for, built entire fucking mansions, created bloodlines of families, created wealth and jobs and abundance for entire fucking countries to rule from their entire lineage. And these girls think that they command that much value. So when you talk to them, they automatically are looking down on you. And the thing is that the men being looked down on, because they see it so often and it's such a common dynamic for them, they accept that reality and they think that it is real, even though this is a hyper illusion. Fuck those women, bro. Fuck the way that they think. Fuck that bitch. Fuck her mentality. You have to understand that we're living in a time where men used to be respected by virtue of being a man. A man used to, like I tell Taz all the time, like in the cowboy days, right? You could walk into a room and just by the virtue of being a man, you could speak and women and other people would listen to you and respect you for just being a man. Today's marketing, today's propaganda, today's outlook, today's over hyper fucked up ego way of looking at the world has people really thinking that women have the higher value and men have the lower value. And when men start accepting this lower value type of reality, you see it manifest in every area of their life, right? So we're starting off with the mind. If your mind accepts the fact that you are a lower value male, you're never going to put in the time to respect the way that you should look. You're not going to respect the time that you should be getting really nice haircuts. You should be buying really nice shoes. You should be putting yourself in suits. You should be getting a car that makes you look good and is operational for you. You should be putting together vision boards. You should be looking at future homes that you want to invest your future in, your life in. You should be building an empire. You should be building value. And as you're building value, that is like the competence leads to accomplishments that leads to confidence. That because you're doing it actively, this is the mindset that I want you guys to be on. I want you to be actively building it so much so that there's a momentum in it that if you were to ever be disrespected, it would just be water off a duck's back, just bulletproof right the fuck off you. Bro, I am talking to women all the time. I love women. I have gone out of my way to be in great relationships with great women. But I will tell you this, for all the stuff that I've accomplished in my life, when you talk to women on a regular basis, you take a lot of L's, motherfucker. You are being disrespected. You are being looked down upon. You are being compared to just anything else. You are being looked at like a flyer on the fucking floor that got rained on that somebody walked over and didn't give two fucking shits about. That is at a human level, the way women will treat me. They will treat you. They'll treat anyone that you know. And you have to understand that this is coming from an overinflated, westernized, here in America, Americanized, bullshit stereotype way of looking at the world, where they are taking their time at companies like Meta, at companies like ByteDance, at companies like TikTok, at companies like, well, Instagram is Meta, YouTube. They have specifically people in the government, people in the deep state, people in political factions, marketing their media to push propaganda into the world to get you to fucking believe that men are nothing, homosexuals are everything, and women are everything, and these people are at the top of the social hierarchy, and men are at the absolute bottom, to which we say, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, and fuck you. All of you can't fight your wars. All of you are weak as shit, and society doesn't run unless you have men. And the only way that you have society is with strong men who are willing to fight for their fucking values. And that's what we are. Me and Tez got together to build this podcast because we're fighting for your fucking future to make sure that you have a life that's worth living and worth loving and worth fighting for, so you can command your value and command your respect.
Hell yeah. And that's why it's important to know your value, is because you know when to walk away. When you're getting bullshit from girls, they're fucking not responding the way that you want them to, you fucking walk away. That's when you know your fucking value, is just by walking away. Because a lot of you guys are in a relationship dealing with the girl, dealing with disrespect, tolerating her bad behavior, because you're afraid if you walk away, you don't have another girl to replace her. So if you had 5 fucking models to replace that one girl that's misbehaving, you would have been kicked her to the curb. Or if you fuck 5 models, if you just had 5 girls that you had in your pocket, to where if fucking you could replace her in a second, then the girl who's steady disrespecting you, or who's fucking is acting like she doesn't want to be with you, you would already have let her go. So by you knowing your value, you don't tolerate bullshit. You just, okay, go somewhere else. You're not cut off. She's cut right off. But a lot of guys are in relationships being disrespected by girls who just really don't respect them, and they're staying in that relationship because they don't have any other options. So you have to know your value and know that you're fucking worth more than that. So you just cut off anyone who doesn't behave the way that you want them, or doesn't give you the respect that you demand, whether it's fucking a girl or a friend as well. You need to be able to do that. So by you actually understanding your value, you know who gets your time and who doesn't. Because a guy who doesn't understand his value, he's steadily giving his time to people who don't respect his time, because he wants to be accepted by that person. He wants to be accepted by that girl or by those friends. So he's constantly giving them their time, giving them his time, because he just wants to be accepted. So know your fucking value, and don't tolerate bullshit from women, from men, and fucking value your time, because that's what it is. Because the more you do that, the more you're going to be around people who deserve to actually be around you. So when you don't value yourself, you just fucking don't get the most out of life that you deserve, as long as you put in the work. And you're steady giving your time to people who just don't deserve it. So value your fucking self.
And this is going to affect your love and relationship in a lot of ways. In this space, me specifically, your boy, Life of Chris Livestream over here, is in a bunch of groups where I've been able to be a mentor and a friend and a brother to many men, right? And a lot of the men that I encounter, they have been disrespected in ways that you would not believe, and I have to literally go out of my way to like counsel them and train them out of this mentality, right? The disrespect that I'm talking about, like the undervaluing themselves, men get disrespected in a lot of ways. Sometimes it happens in their family. Sometimes they're being disrespected by their fathers, their mothers, their brothers, their sisters, their siblings. Sometimes they're in a relationship where they're being disrespected in every conceivable way. Sometimes and the fact that they're being disrespected is a normal thing to them, so they don't know how to. So what that looks like is sometimes like dudes will be who are being disrespected, they'll hop on like calls with me and shit, and they have to go and they have to sit outside because they don't want like their people at home or their family to hear them talking, because they don't want their worlds to blend. They don't want like me, a good relationship to them, being mixed up in a bad relationship in that like an abusive world that they're in. And by virtue of such, this affects everything. It affects the way that they are going to command value at work, for example, right? Because like that same guy who's getting like fucked up in one scenario, if he doesn't understand his relationship value between him and his woman or him and his family, he can be disrespected at work too. So like what happens now is that even if he thought to himself like he had the skill or the talent or the passion to be like a musician or a podcaster or a YouTuber or influencer or something, right? Even if he thought that he could do that, he will let himself be disrespected at work. So, I mean, bro, Tez, in corporations, you know very well, right? In corporations, they'll disrespect you all up and down that motherfucker with no remorse for who you are. They'll give no fucks about you. It doesn't, like, you could be the greatest at your job, they'll disrespect you. You could bring in the most money at your job, they'll disrespect you. Because of that, right? If you're not able to command your value at a certain point, what's going to happen most of all that I want you guys to be aware of is your time. See, you need to be able to know that if you're going to lessen your value and let people dictate your value, they're going to steal your time. And then because they steal your time, they're going to keep you down low. And because they keep you down low, your money's going to be down low. And you'll never be able to raise your value and go and work and be somewhere else and increase your paycheck and increase your status and increase your title, right? And there are rare scenarios where maybe you can still get a promotion here and there because you've been disrespected into oblivion and by the virtue of time got like a promo. But even in that, you did it in a delayed time because you don't understand how to respect yourself. But if you understand that as a man, there are a lot of ways in which I want you to wake up and respect yourself, right? Respecting yourself happens in a lot of ways. You know, wake up, do some push-ups, you're already respecting yourself, right? You're respecting your body. You make the decision to drive past McDonald's and go and make your own food at home and eat a salad and get your nutrition on point. You're already respecting yourself. You make the effort to clean your teeth and work on your hygiene and buy deodorant and buy cologne. You've already made the assertion to the world that I'm going to look good. I'm going to signal to the world that I look good and I smell good. And now you're going to put in the time to start dating or pursuing women that are good for your relationship value, who are going to be women that are complementary to your path because you understand your path and your value. You see, like, it all works congruently together. I have to have you guys understand that if you organize these components of respect and compartmentalize them in your mind for one grand outcome, you are going to be attracting women in value in a way that's going to be congruent to you and be complementary to you, so it makes you look good. And if you're able to do that, by the time that you start a family, you'll be able to teach your family and your kids and these young gentlemen how to respect themselves. And when you're able to raise a family that can respect themselves, it's gonna be so apparent when you have an individual that respects themselves and how they live their life and how they operate their life and how they reap the rewards from the benefits of their labor in their life versus the person that just does not.
Yeah, 1000%. So the way to value yourself as a man is going to create something in the world. Your mom, your family, they're going to fucking give you all the reassurance that you need. They're going to love you unconditionally. They're going to fucking tell you you're a king, you're everything, just because you're family, just because, like, that's your mom. So fucking, because I know a lot of guys are fucking, they're getting this reassurance from their family that loves them, their mom, and fucking, they go into the world thinking that they don't have to do anything because they already feel some sort of fucking self-worth from their family, but your family isn't going to give you the same reality that the world will give you. Like, your family will coddle you from the world. So the only way as a man to get the value is by creating it in the world. That's the only way you're going to get the reassurance that you need, is by getting those accomplishments, becoming competent, getting those accomplishments, and getting that fucking confidence. Because then the world's going to start fucking reassuring you, like, you're that guy. Think about the most successful guys, or the guys that you know who get a lot of attention. Those guys have created something. It's not just based on their fucking looks for the most part. That's how it is. So we are completely different from women. A woman, she's constantly getting reassured about how beautiful she is from the world. So that's how she gets her value, based on her beauty. Your value is not based on your beauty. Your value is based on what you create to the world and how good it is and how the world is benefiting from it. And if it's good, then the world's going to say, he's that guy. Jeff Bezos is that guy. Elon Musk is that guy. Donald Trump, these guys who created something are that guy because the world is benefiting from them because they've created something that the world can benefit from. And then the world then gives them that reassurance about how good they are based on what they created. So it takes you longer as a man to really start getting that confidence and start really valuing yourself, because you actually have to create something in the world, and that takes longer. Based on a girl, she's getting reassured her whole life on how beautiful she is, and that's where that confidence, that self-entitlement is coming from. Because when you're talking to these girls and you're like, wow, I just went up to her, I said she's cuter, she's beautiful, she didn't really kind of just act like I didn't existed. That's because she's heard it a fucking 1,000 times, 1,000,000 times. She knows that she looks that way. She knows that she's beautiful because she's heard it so many times. So as a man, the only way to get confidence in life, real confidence in life, is by creating something. Whether that's a business or becoming really good at your job. Fucking that low-level performer at their job, he feels like shit. He doesn't feel good about himself inside. That top ranked guy at the job, he feels great. Fucking, he's getting rewards at the job. Everyone fucks with him because they fuck with his hustle, because of they fuck with his results. So the only way to get real confidence as a man, the only way to really value yourself is by creating something, by putting in hard work, becoming competent in something. That is the only way as a man. Because if you don't do any of that, like if I see a guy and he's 30 years old, 40 years old, and he's just confident, like he's confident and he doesn't have a job and he hasn't created anything, it's like strange as a man. It's like, that's a man who's doomed for failure because he has something without putting in the work. So then what's going to motivate him to put in the work if he's already just confident for no reason, whether he got it from his family or fucked a couple bitches? It's just like you have no real reason to go create something in the world if you already feel this way based off of nothing. Like, I'll meet guys and they're just fucking, I'll come across older guys, I'm like, you have this sense of like entitlement and self-confidence, but like you haven't created anything in the world. Like, where's this coming from? It's kind of off-putting in a sense, because it's like if you're that guy, you have no real reason to go create something in the real world at that point. So as a man, go create something in the world, become really good at something, and then the world will start reassuring you on how good you are. And just by that, you're gonna get confident, and then all of a sudden girls are gonna start fucking with you. They're gonna start giving you compliments. They're gonna smell it on you. It's like a vibe that you give off of like, there's something about him. I can't really pinpoint what it is, but the way that he moves, the way that he carries himself, the way that he communicates, I know he has something going on in life. I don't know what it is, but I could just tell. So it's interesting how it works. Once you start becoming competent and getting those accomplishments, and the girls just all of a sudden, it's all just starting to align. They don't even know what you do, but they're just starting to fuck with you more. It's because they can sense it on you. You're giving off that vibe. So it's like, just be competent in something, fucking put in the work, create something, and that's how you're going to start really valuing yourself. And that's it.
As always, Tez is opening up a really good point, and I want to go ahead and add to his point, because I know a lot of you liberal, stupid, retarded fucks might have never really truly understood the mentality by which society operates. So I'm going to let you come over to our podcast, our live stream, and we got to drop some jewels and some gems for you guys. So let me give you the mentality for all my younger dudes out there on how society operates and how you're supposed to add value economically to society, right? This is the mentality by which the country in and of itself is created and how free market capitalism works, right? And you are being trained right now to hate free market capitalism and to hate the wealthy and to hate the rich, even though the wealthy people who are rich are the people who offer people jobs to then allow you to lift yourself out of economic poverty, right? So this all ties into dating. And it all ties into raising yourself up through society so you can have women, which is a part of that process, and be reaping the rewards and the benefits that America has to truly give you, right? When this country was created, there's an understanding between all the citizens of the country that we are operating with our contributions to the free market. What does that look like? What does that mean? That means that in the free market, we all bring something of value to sell to the other person. Before we introduced money, there was bartering and trading. If, like, I have chickens and Tez has sugarcane, and I can give Tez some chickens for some sugarcane because I need sugarcane and he needs some eggs, that is of value. That's a barter and exchange of the free market capitalistic world that we live in. Now, if you add nothing to society, you are worthless and you have no value. That's when we start making fun of you and making jokes about you and saying that you're an unemployed person, or you're a bum, or you're in poverty, or you're a fucking loser. And we get to call you a fucking loser because you don't add value to society. Whereas he was just using Elon Musk as an example. Everybody knows the company Tesla as a household brand. You want to be that kind of guy. And that is what we're talking about. And this applies to every realm. I want you to be the best in every realm. I don't care if you are going to school and you're bringing education and you're learning, right? I want you to bring your best to your education. That means I want you to be looking the best in class. I want you to be performing the highest in class. If you're at work, I want you to be looking the best and performing the best and bringing your best to work. If you're adding to the free market because you want to be an entrepreneur, we want you to take the time that it takes at home to prepare yourself, that when you stand in front of people, that you are the most charismatic, the most charming, to be able to, in the least amount of words, to say the most amount of value, to be able to pitch yourself so people can see you for who the fuck you are. And as you do that naturally, you'll be able to pull people into your orbit and you'll watch the fruits of your labor grow. Now, in the free market, there are cheaters. Right? Now, I'm going to rewind it back this is again for my younger guys. You might not have known this, but just a couple decades ago, cheating the free market is usually something along the lines of like a drug dealer. Today, it might be like a scammer, right? Now, what they do is they illegally try to cheat the system and sell people drugs, and people will buy drugs. Or what they'll try to do is they'll call up people and they'll cheat, and they'll say like, yo, put your credit card number in here and scam people, right? These are absolute degenerate fucks. And unfortunately in society, these degenerate fucks, and a lot of them are women, are OnlyFans women, right? Or prostitutes or whores. All this degenerate culture, unfortunately in America, that degeneracy, that's usually something that like will be defended over in the Democrat Party, right? Usually like when Ice Cube, the rapper, is talking about hip hop music is owned by prison systems, and they don't let you rap about positive things, because if you do that, that won't condemn people to being involved in a mentality that could fill the prison system. See, they have their fucking business. The prison systems are rising in values at your expense, but because you don't know your value, you're gonna fall into a culture of scammers and bullshitters. And this is where the first wave of the narrative of you not being able to value yourself really starts in American schools and American cultures. So when you're listening to like a Cardi B or a hip hop artist or a Glorilla, and the female rappers are out here saying, I'm selling this pussy, I'm selling this pussy, that degenerate piece of shit thinks that she is at the same level as like a man saying something like suck my dick, right? So when you're accepting this culture and you're accepting this degenerate, usually Democrat today, or left-leaning or liberal or debauchery-based culture, what happens is that you are standing peer-to-peer with these people, and you're not seeing that if you accept that their morals are very low, if you don't see that their morals are very low, if you can't determine that your value just by the virtue of being yourself should outcommand the value just by fucking standing next to them in the same fucking room, if you don't command that charisma, you're going to be lost to their world. You're going to be lost to the system, and that, unfortunately, is a cancerous byproduct of the negative things that leak out of America. And too many men are caught up in that. So what does that look like? It looks like this. It looks like, I go to school, I listen to some hip-hop music, and then I start thinking I could be a dumbass fucking rapper too. So then I don't go apply to jobs. I don't go work. I don't go on Instagram and build a side hustle. What I do is I start scamming, and then I make a little bit of money maybe, and then I don't really see that I should be wearing suits, so I'm wearing some bum-ass clothes. And while other men are maybe going off to work for Fortune 500 companies, I'm still in the same neighborhood because I didn't put any planning in. And I didn't start planning for my future because I didn't command the value to respect myself. And because I don't respect myself, I don't respect my future. And because I don't respect my future, I don't respect me. Which ultimately is going to mean that you don't respect your sexuality, which means that you don't respect your dating, which means that you don't respect the women that you're going to be around, which means that you don't respect you. You see the slippery slope here? So now, let's go reverse all that shit in the free market. Let's go back out into the free market and say, you know what? I want other people in this free market to benefit from me. That mentality right there, that will change your dating game, your business game, and your overall like status in society. I want people to be able to benefit from my words, so I'm going to say good things. I want people to benefit from my relationships, so I'm going to add value to every relationship that I'm in. I want people to feel good around me, so I'm going to be a good friend. I'm going to text message people and say good things like, hey, I just wanted to check in on you. How are you doing? These things automatically change your position in society and how people value you, because now you are valuable because you are valuing, right? So now you've entered the free market. People know who you are. You dress in a way that commands respect. You value relationships. You've understood the worth of the value of the relationships that you've built. And now come Christmas time, come holiday time, I want to give gifts and cards and letters and gift cards to the relationships that I've curated that mean something to me. And now you have investments back and forth. Now you've decided, I'm going to make up a business right now. Let's say that like your business is selling shoelaces and socks, right? Now I've gone and I've formulated a relationship with like the guy who owns the shoelace store and the guy who owns the threads for me to put together socks. And because of that, I can command the value in the free market to do something special around Valentine's Day. You know, maybe I want to do something for the girls that I know. Maybe I'll come up with pink socks for them. And then the girls buy it, and then they start bragging about your socks when they meet you, and they start bragging about it to their friends and their family. And let's say that, like in this scenario, it's me, and they're like, "Oh, Chris did that. Chris made these socks. Oh, he's coming, and they're getting excited because you've added something to society. This is when value really starts to mean something, my guy.
Oh yeah, and that's what it's about, is fucking adding value to other people's lives, so then you get the value back, and that's really what it is. And you have to understand, as a man, you are constantly gonna be guilt tripped out of your masculinity. The world, they are trying to bring you down. They're trying to suck the masculinity out of you, because that is what they are afraid of, is a masculine man who understands his value, who is strong, because that man cannot be controlled. So they're trying to make you weak and fall victim to the system, because at that point, you're easy to control. You're a man that's going to throw on the COVID mask and not... You're the man that's going to throw on the mask and not question it, and just do that with no problem. You're the man who's going to do whatever his wife says, because he's not the leader in the house. Because guess what? If your wife is the leader in the house, she's being led by someone. She's not just coming up with all this on her own. So if you're not leading her, then who's leading her? It's the propaganda. So they know if they can make the man weak, especially weaker than the women, have them fall in line with the women, then they know that they can, the government, the propaganda, they know whoever runs the propaganda machine, they know they can control the women by just getting them emotionally involved. So if they can control the women, and then the women can control the man, who's really in control of this all? It's the government, the propaganda, the media. So by you being a weak man, they're controlling you. They know that you're not going to stand up and fight for what you believe in. And if they're controlling you, the government is, and you're under your girl's frame, of course you're not going to know your fucking value. They've taken all your value away from you. You believe you are a piece of shit. You feel bad for being a man. You believe that you shouldn't stand up for yourself. And that's what they want, because they're afraid of, if they say some dumb shit, powerful man stand up like, no, we're not going to go with this. We're fighting against it. We're starting a revolution. They don't want that. That is scary to them. That's what changes worlds there, is men starting revolution. So of course they want you weak. They want you to listen to your girlfriend. They want you to believe that you aren't shit, that you should feel bad about being a man. Yeah, you see those guys fighting for women. Women are strong. There's a strong woman that I know who is not weaker than a man. Women are smarter than men. Those guys who are sticking up for women like that, they've been lied to. They're being controlled. They don't understand their masculinity. And I'm not saying that women are pieces of shit or women, they're not smart or anything like that. But at some point, we have to be able to all agree on some objective realities, that men are stronger than women, that men are better leaders than women. But there are guys who are going against all that because they've listened to all this propaganda that men have been putting women down for these years. Men are the reason why women are so oppressed and why women haven't been able to have jobs and do all this shit. So now a lot of men are just being controlled by the propaganda. Women are leading their household. So as a man, it's important for you to understand your value. That way you're not being controlled by your women. And overall, if you're being controlled by your women, she's being controlled by the media. She's a feminist who believes everything is 50-50 and that she can do whatever she wants and that you having boundaries makes you toxic. So as a man, you have to be able to stay strong and know that every day people are going to try to guilt trip you out of your masculinity. They're going to try to shame you. They're going to call you toxically masculine. That's their way of trying to make you feel bad. When they call you toxically masculine, when they call you're mansplaining, when they say you're insecure, when you say what you believe or when you have boundaries, these are all things to make you feel bad. They come at you very hard and strong, and when they call you these things, you're like, it starts to make some men feel like, damn, maybe they're right. Maybe I am actually I'm stronger if I don't even speak up on what I believe, on what I want. Then at that point, they just guilt tripped you out of your whole masculinity, and now they're in control of you. So they're calling you these names, toxically masculine. They're calling you insecure when you have boundaries. You're mansplaining. When they call you these things, all they're doing is guilt tripping you out of your masculinity so they can control you. And a lot of men fall victim to that. They're like, oh shit, maybe they are right. Maybe by me having boundaries, am insecure. So now I'm just going to let her do whatever I want because that's going to make me more secure. But the whole time, you're just giving her all the power, all the leverage to let her do whatever the fuck she wants. And now she's going to walk all over you. It's interesting how that works is they shame you for being one way. And the moment you switch over and you start being what they want you to be, they lose respect for you. So you have to understand that by valuing yourself, you take initiative, you're the leader, you're in control of your life. And whoever you decide to bring in your life, your partner, you're in control of that relationship. You are the one who has boundaries, who controls the relationship, who is in control of the relationship. You dictate the relationship. You are the leader. Your woman falls under your frame. You lead her, she follows you. It's not the other way around. Because if she leads you and you follow her, she's just gonna lead you all right to the end of the fucking relationship. So do not let a woman lead you. Be the fucking leader. Be a masculine man. That way you can control your life and dictate how your life goes and you get what you want out of life. So don't be a fucking bitch and listen to this propaganda because they are making you weaker. They're telling you information that benefits them and it's going to put you at a deficit. So remember that. That's what it's about.
And as always, Tez is bringing up some really good points here. I mean, to kind of complement that, what I'll say is that, there was an episode that we shot here a few weeks back, and the girl says something to me like, isn't being a Taurus a red flag? And then I look at her and I said, damn right, baby. Right? Because you got to understand, women in their head have a bunch of preconceived propaganda just ready to spew at you as a dude, right? And I want you guys to be exactly like that. I want you to take that propaganda and let it be water off a duck's back, bulletproof right the fuck off you. Because if you're the average, normal, simp-ass, bitch-ass guy, what's going to happen in that scenario is she's going to say something like, doesn't that make you a red flag? And you're going to be like, oh, no, I don't want to be that to you. I want you to accept me and I want you to like me. And maybe if I get you to like me, you'll have sex with me. Right? We can't have you being that way, bro. You've got to be able to Donald Trump out of the deal. The deal doesn't fucking matter unless you're willing to walk away from the situation. the girl doesn't matter. The whole situation doesn't matter unless you're willing to walk away from it. That commands respect for yourself. That commands value. You need to be able to be like, who gives a fuck what this bitch thinks? Because you're so on your path that you're so you. Now, also to Tez's point, I wanted to say that one of the biggest, most fucked up problems that we're dealing with women is that we need our women to be women, and we need our women to work for us, and we need our women to be under our submission, and we need our women to be under our last name, and we need our women to be the mothers in our family, right? The biggest fucking problem is that women are not doing that because they're not submitting to men, but they are submitting to the workforce. As if the workforce is some grand, big, magical, honorful, respectful thing for a woman to do. And it isn't. A woman submitting to a corporation, a woman submitting to a job, a woman submitting to money, a woman using money to replace a man, a woman using money to be strong, independent, self-sufficient, and stable on her own is literally going to lead to a life where she's on her own. But the woman is inferior, and she's not able to interpret that she's being used by a corporate system that doesn't give a fuck about her, or her ovaries, or her future, or her life, or her beauty. And this stupid bitch is just gonna use her money to travel and be a hoe and get fucked by some random dudes in some random countries and throw her worth into the fucking ground. This is why I tell people all the time, in an extreme opposition to this, we need you women to leave the workforce, go home, find a man and suck some dick. This is what you were meant to do. Fuck, man.
Yes. And as a man, if you cannot afford to pay for your girl's expenses, if you cannot afford to take her out of the workforce, you should not have a girlfriend. If you cannot cover all the rent, pay all the bills on your own, including her bills if she lives with you or whatever the case is, if you can't afford to take your girl out of the workforce, you should not have a girlfriend. Because your same girl is going to fucking work and she's listening to another man being bossed around by another man and he's telling her what the fuck to do. That is his bitch 8 hours throughout the day. So your girl that comes home from work, who you're with, she is another nigga's bitch for 8 hours out of the day. Because he's telling your bitch exactly what the fuck to do. He's bossing your bitch around. So what fucking man wants his bitch being bossed around by another dude? So if you're a man and you can't afford to fucking pay for all your girl's bills, pay for her rent, and this is a girl that you're taking serious, not just any fucking hoe that you're just fucking. This is your girl who you see a future with, who you want a relationship with, you want to have kids with her potentially. If you cannot take her out of the workforce, if you cannot take her out, do not have a girlfriend. Because if she goes to work every day, she's being bossed around by another man, there's no way she could respect you fully, especially if she's paying half the bills. I look at it like this. If your girl's paying half the bills, she's half the man, and she's going to treat you like a half a man. You're going to be treated like a half man, half bitch if your girl's paying half the bills. So make it simple for yourself, make it less stressful on yourself, and just do not have a girlfriend until you are in a position to pay all of the fucking bills. Because you do not want your girl going to work and being bossed around by another man. And that is the same exact reason why she can't fully respect you, is because she's paying half the bills and she's going to work and listening to another fucking man. A woman cannot serve two fucking kings. She cannot serve two masters. So it's either going to be you or her boss, or it's going to be you and she's not even going to have a boss because you're a fucking boss ass nigga and you can afford to take her out of the workforce. So keep that in mind. It's either, if you're going to have a girlfriend, be able to pay for all the fucking bills, or just don't have a fucking girlfriend. Work on yourself until you're in a position to pay all the bills. Then at that point, you dictate fucking everything. You want to know why your girl talks back to you, why she doesn't respect you fully. She can't. It's because she feels uncomfortable paying half the bills. She's like, fuck, I'm just feeling masculine because I can't even fully be a woman because I have to go to work. I have to go half with this nigga. Fucking, we're roommates now. You and your girlfriend are fucking roommates. You motherfuckers don't even. You're with your girl because you don't want to fucking pay. Because you're like, fuck. It's better to go half. Fucking, because I need her as a roommate. That's not even your bitch, nigga. That's your fucking roommate, nigga.
That's your broski.
That's the partner. So do not have a girl unless you can pay all the fucking bills.
And I know for you guys, it's almost unbelievable to perceive the world in this way, but like, this is a lot more easier to achieve than you think. If we go back to the example where I was saying, let's pretend that you had a company where you're selling socks and shoelaces, right? If you're a young dude and you're really on this path and you understand how to command the value and you understand respect and you understand how to get on the internet and you understand how to make a couple companies and stuff, you'll get there. You'll get there a lot sooner than you think. And you need to find a woman who will come into alignment with your values. Because assuming that you're on this path, you got to understand that when you are in a relationship with a woman, the woman having an assigned position is very, very important in the dynamics of a relationship. She needs to know her role. It is inherent to their nature. It is inherent to their femininity. It is inherent to their way of interpreting the world. She needs to know her role. I'll give you a quick example of how that usually looks. Are you the main chick or are you the side chick, right? They need to know their role. And when they're in the role, they need to know what is delineated of that, what is commanded of this role, and what is the position and the value of this role. Am I the mistress, the side chick, the main chick? And if I'm the main chick, what kind of position and title does the main chick have to do? So let's say that she's the main chick to the guy who has the sock company. She needs to know that, like, you want to make that fun for your home and fun for your life. So maybe you tell her, well, look, honey, look, what I want you to do today is I want you to clean the house and have some food and cook everything and make sure the kids are tucked in and ready. And today what we're going to do is we're going to move all the clear boxes that have the pink threads and all the clear boxes with the purple threads, and we're going to put that in the garage. And that was like what you assigned her to do today. She's essentially working for your household, working for your last name. Let's go all the way back to how America was built, farming and agriculture. That is how the backbone of this entire fucking country was formed. Men had their women in their home with their last name saying like, oh baby, today you're going to go collect the eggs from the chickens and all the hens. You're going to collect the hens in the coops, right? So she goes out and she does that, and she loved that. Or baby, today you're going to go pick the cherries. You're going to go pick the carrots. She has an assigned role from you to you. She needs to be working for you, and you need to command that value. It cannot be what Tez was just saying. She cannot go to work for 8 hours a day to push somebody's spreadsheet or to have some meaningless, overpaid job where she does absolutely nothing of fucking value to the world and thinks that she has the same position and respect as a man while simultaneously disrespecting men, which is a fucking crazy bullshit illusion world that we live in. At an hour and 7 minutes into the podcast, I want you guys to know that me and Tez are doing everything that we can to bring you massive amounts of value. We need you to get logged in with us at subs.com/5star. We need you to lock in, like, share, and subscribe on these videos. I know my dog has an appointment after this. I don't know how long you have, but I'm willing to fucking go. You know what I'm saying? You tell me, what are we looking at, big dog Tez?
Hell yeah, bro. We're about to fucking wrap this shit up. We've given him a fire-ass fucking podcast, and we're going to keep bringing him fucking heat. We are going to keep doing that. But, yeah, man, this shit doesn't stop. We're going to fucking keep shooting, adding value, and that's what it is. And, yeah, and on the note of your girl fucking going to work, she's stressed out at work all day. She doesn't want to be there, and she comes home and takes that shit out on you. So you're putting her in a position that she doesn't want to be in, but she's in that position because she has to go half on the bills with you, and she fucking hates her life throughout 8 hours of the day, and she comes home fucking angry, mad as fuck that she has to go to work, or her day at work, she's just mad about it, and now she comes home bitching at you because she's just taking her anger out on you because she's like, fuck, you're not the man that I know that I want or I deserve because you're making me have to go to work, pay half your bills because you're not a full-grown man who can stand on his own 10 fucking feet and take care of everything. So she's just taking her anger out on you after when she gets home from work because she's just upset. She's like, fuck, look at this. I'm laid up with this motherfucker who's making me pay half the bills and making me go to work. And I can't be relaxed, stress-free. So I'm going to take my anger out on him. So your girl, all that disrespect that she's showing you, she's not listening to you. She's not letting you lead. This is all because you're not showing her that you're a good leader. She has to go to work. She has to take on a role of a man because you're not able to fully take care of that on your own. So there's no way she can fully respect you. So you're dealing with this because your shit is not all the way together. And if your shit's not all the way together, it's okay for the time being as long as you're working towards something. But if your shit's not all the way together, just don't have a fucking girlfriend because you're going to deal with disrespect. The disrespect that she's showing you, it's because you're not a fully capable man. And now she's going to disrespect you for that. Because a fully capable man who's on his shit throughout every aspect in life, he doesn't deal with the shit from women that you're dealing with. Not to the same extent that you're dealing it with. So just become the best version of yourself. And then go get a woman. Because then your life is going to be a lot easier. Because if you're a man and you're kind of like, you're barely getting by and you have a girl, your girl's really just going to be a burden on you. I mean, it's just going to be, she's going to take up more time. She's going to require more experiences, which requires more money, more resources. And that's just going to put you further and further behind. And she's just going to become a headache because you're already not on your shit. She sees that you're not on your shit. So now she's going to just give you a headache because she's like, fuck, I really don't even, I like him, but I know I can do better. So I'm just going to bitch at him. So then your life is just going to be more stressful. So as a man, just get on your shit first, become the best version of yourself, and then go find a woman. A lot of you niggas are doing this shit backwards. You niggas are putting all your attention and time into a woman, and you're not on your shit, and then your life is just more and more stressful.
And that's the truth. So I'm going to close this out by saying that, I'm going to give you guys a solid tip right here. In dealing with the professionalism side of this, when you're talking to women that have that professionalism mentality, you're basically going to be dealing with a lot of animosity between the two of you if you're going to try to pursue or approach a woman like that or who is in that bullshit fucking propaganda mentality of her needing to have a job, right? If you're dealing with a woman who is butting heads with you and you want to say hey, baby, let's go out on a date. No, I can't do that. I'm going to be working late tonight. Or, hey, I have a romantic picnic planned out for us. Sorry, I can't do that. I have to go travel with my colleagues. Or I'm going to go out drinking with the co-worker. You see, that is a bro. You're dealing with a fucking bro. And you cannot have that shit, bro. It's fucking everywhere. It starts with girls going to college. Every one of these girls are going to college for a degree that doesn't fucking matter. Then they all want to go be a fucking doctor. Then they want to go be a nurse. Then being a nurse means that she is a fucking whore because they have sex in indiscriminate ways all up and down the streets. And now you're pursuing her because she's pretty, but she has all of her mind is locked in on all of her saying, oh, I need to secure my future. I can't. What am I supposed to do? What's going to happen if I have to go rely on a man? Ah! Stupid fucking bitch. Yeah, you're supposed to rely on a man. Like a woman, you dumbass. You stupid fucking idiot. You hoe. We're trying to fix you. If you went and be a woman, he will fucking die to defend you. He'll die to fight for your fucking life. Oh my God, bro. But yeah, if you guys are in this situation and you're dealing with any of those women, please just understand it's cool to maybe talk about it for the experience, but walk the fuck away from that bitch immediately. Find yourself a feminine woman that's worth pursuing. Build up your value and make sure that she can integrate seamlessly into your life so she never has to think about anything other than being happy for you. And that's how we're gonna close it out, my guys.
That's it. Fucking, we are out here. Gave them some fire, some heat. We're going to give you another episode tomorrow, Friday. We're going to give you some more heat. Stay fucking tuned. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, give us some feedback. We're going to keep growing and adding value. Let's fucking get it.
Yeah, and we see all you new subscribers, man. Shout out to you guys. Welcome to 5 Star. We do all this for you, motherfuckers. We love you guys. and we're gonna bring you a lot more sauce, a lot more momentum, a lot more heat, a lot more production value. We're doing everything we can to make 5 Star the ultimate dating podcast and show for all the motherfuckers who want to enrich their life with some new families, bro. Let's go.